Money. Money.
So, Keelan, what do you have to share today for our money chat?
Well, I was thinking, especially in the spirit of Memorial Day weekend, Gateway, we love our veterans.
Yes, we
and
do.
I'm very proud of that. Of all the things that Gateway could choose to support, we have an awesome nonprofit called Folds of Honor. So for $5, and we do a lot of loans, $5 of every loan that we do goes to the education of a fallen soldier's children or child.
Yeah.
So to help
Help
get
them with their education.
Yeah, it's huge. So, and it made me kind of realize we talk about us because, we're very passionate about our team and, I'm very proud of our team, but we're built on a foundation of Gateway, who's also a fantastic company.
Yes.
And we never really named some of the awards that we've got, but recently we just were the first company, a mortgage company, to buy a bank. That's huge because that just expands on the things that we were already amazing at.
Yep.
More options and opportunity.
Our chartered bank, which is so exciting.
Super exciting. We have been recognized as the top 1% mortgage company in the nation, top 1% mortgage employer, top place to work. And then a side of it that we don't talk about much is we also have our call center has got an excellence award.
Yeah.
So I don't know
if that's a little bit unusual sometimes with call centers. I don't know if you're listening and ever have called a call center and would say that you would give them a 1 percentile
most of the
award.
Time.
Most of the time not.
And especially some of the mortgage companies out there, because you do a mortgage through a company, next thing you know, they sell it, somebody else services it, and then you call them and they go, this is an attempt to collect a debt. And you're like, wait a second. It doesn't feel
Had no
good.
idea what was going on.
Yeah, I thought I just
and
got a mortgage.
And on that note, we service 100% of our mortgages as well.
Yes. And so
unless we put them through a portfolio channel. That's we do have access to portfolio channels for unique situations.
Yeah, so it's nice. So if you do a mortgage through me or Tina, we are the people actually on your statements. You can call us. We don't disappear. It doesn't go to another company. We will take care of you from start to finish. And lastly, we couldn't do without our amazing referral partners and our awesome customers because they are definitely the biggest part of our business. So I wanted to give them recognition as well.
Well, it's all about thanks for you today, Keelan. That was awesome. And we do have a great company. You do have to have a foundation in order to support massive growth, which we are always continuing to be on that level. So totally something different. That's what's really fun about Money Chat is Keelan shares something he's thinking about for the day. I share something that I'm thinking about, and sometimes it's in conjunction. Sometimes it's completely different, and mine's a little bit different. I just got back from a business retreat with my some of referral partners I do a lot of business with in the real estate space. And on that note, this is why it's so fun to connect with people and become friends with them because you get to do some really cool stuff. So I went camping last weekend. That's with one of my business partners. I mean, everything I do personally is attached to people that support my business. And I support theirs. I mean, I love it. But I wanted to bring this in because I thought it could be a benefit if you were listening today. The facilitator that was hired to come in and share an exercise with us that I loved it. And I can't remember the name of the exercise, but I named it. I do a lot of work with transitional housing, which I've shared before. And I'm going to actually add this into my work because it was so awesome. So I'm going to name it Circumstance Exercise. That's what I think I'm going to go with. But anyways, so as you know, Keelan, and those of you listening to the show probably know if you're regular listeners, that I'm a big believer in practice every day to always look at the glass half full. And I work really, really hard through this process to continue to make sure that I'm focusing on positive triggers instead of the negative things that come up. Because again, there's a balance and you get to decide whether you want to look at the glass half full or half empty. And what I like about this exercise is they actually help you map out the outcome. A good outcome or not such a good outcome. So I want to share this exercise with you today. So first of all, we got to think of a scenario. So I'm just going to give an example so you can kind of connect with how this exercise works. And for a lot of you, you might be business professionals and in sales. Everybody that's in studio here today as our guest, they're all in sales. Keelan and I are in sales. And so there's probably a lot of you listening that are in sales. So just think, to map this out, we need to have a thought, a feeling, and an action attached to a circumstance or some type of situation that happened. So what did you think about that situation? How did it make you feel? And what action did you take because of the thought and the feeling that you had? huge connection. So I'm going to use an example if you're in sales that a very close friend of yours went with another business professional instead of you. So if you're buying a house, they didn't use Britt, our real estate agent, and they're the close friend. And then I'm the close friend as well, and they didn't use me for financing. We have Farrad in here for a video, and they needed to get video done on their house, and they didn't use him. And then they need an estate plan done as well, and Steve is our estate planner today, and they didn't use him. So I want to just show that this can connect with any business, no matter what business that you're in. And this happens to all of us. We don't have everybody go with us, and sometimes somebody close to us makes that decision. So first, let's talk about how you might feel. Well, that just makes me really, really mad that they didn't go with me, or why didn't they go with me is the thought process that you're having. Why didn't they go with me? And so how did that make you feel? Well, in this example, it made me feel pretty mad. And the action then is maybe ending the friendship. So that's one way to look at it, right, Keelan?
Yeah, cut them off of Facebook immediately.
Yeah.
They're X.
Exactly. So that's majority of people, unfortunately, are looking at a glass half full because it's hard to sometimes take personal things out of here. But let's relook at it, because we can take the same situation, have a different thought, feeling, and action to it. But here's the key in this exercise. The thought must be real. You must really feel that you can do this. And if you can't feel that you can do it, you have to work on that feeling of that process first. You've got to practice with it, because you can't just go through an exercise and don't really believe that you can do this. I hope that makes sense. I'm trying to do this in a few minutes, where it's a lot longer process. But so let's change the thought. Was there a reason that I may not know about? Instead of, why did they not use me? You see the difference between what is the reason that I may not know about, the reason why they didn't use me? And so that's a glass half full thought process. Now the feeling, understanding and respecting that there may have been a reason, and that goes exactly with that thought that I just had, right? The action is going to be completely different. Instead of just randomly ending a friendship, reaching out to this person and having a conversation with them about it. Now, who knows what that conversation is? They may have gone, oh my gosh, I really didn't think that you needed my business because you seem like you're so busy. Or I didn't think that you had time for me. Or, oh my gosh, I forgot that you actually did mortgages. Or, you know what? This friend of mine, he said he was going to be really mad at me, and I knew that you would be more considerate of this situation. So there's so many things. And maybe the friend just says, you know what? I just didn't want to share my personal financial information with whatever is. I guarantee you that it's a friendship. There's going to be a reason behind that. So I just wanted to share that with you, because I think it's really powerful. And this exercise, the thought, the feeling, and the action can fit into anything that comes into play where there's going to be a glass half full or a glass half empty reaction to that situation. So that's what I have for you, Money Chat, for today. Coming up next on the Money Hour, don't get priced out, how to maximize the spring and summer markets. Britt Widner of Britt Widner Real Estate Group at Real Logic Sotheby's, right here on 1150 AM KKNW, after the short break.